This is the Rhythm Authors Podcast for Monday, August 13th, 2012, Episode 37, Long Hairs for Losers. Welcome to another edition of the Rhythm Authors Podcast. I am your host, Mistaken, joined, as always, by my co-host, Sound Defense.
Hi, Internet. I was going to have my dog here, but he ran off.
Somehow I get the idea that the dog's going to show up at some point during this recording.
Inevitably. If it takes like 30 minutes or longer, he's going to come begging to be on my lap.
Was he in the last episode of the podcast? Did you bring him on camera?
I don't know. He almost was. I was like eating spaghetti or something on the last podcast. I remember that.
Yeah, that was real nice to edit around. Thanks for that, by the way.
What? No, you were supposed to put that in the podcast. That was the point.
No, it sounded awful.
Fine.
Anyway, Sound Defense, how you been?
I've been pretty good. How about you? What have you been up to?
Not much. Trying to work on stuff with, trying to play test some songs today. That went real well.
Yeah, how'd that go?
Creators is down.
God, it's down. How long has it been down?
It's been down for like a week. I think they said they were going to take it down for a day. They were like, it's going to be like an hour maintenance. It's down for like a week.
Oh, of course it's not going to be down for a day.
It's harmonics we're talking about. I've come to the realization that my idea to not get a haircut before QuakeCon was awful. And I look like an idiot, but whatever.
Whatever. You need to learn to deal with long hair.
Yeah, well, my long hair doesn't look as good as your long hair.
Thanks. I need to cut it anyway, though.
Anyway.
It is too long.
Yeah, mine just looks goofy. Anyway, this is not what we're here to talk about, Sound Defense. What are we here to talk about?
We're here to talk about songs and the Rock Minute Network and music and stuff.
I like stuff. What's the first song you want to talk about today?
First stuff we're going to talk about is by Dante's Dream. It's a song called Episodes.
I would like to be a hobo, back on track. I have fed up with that piece of hit me like that loco, tell me that what I call love in episodes. I would like to be a hobo, back on track. I have fed up with that piece of
That was Episodes by Dante's Dream. Mistaken, what do you think?
I think that song's pretty weird, but it's also kind of cool.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good assessment. It's like, it's a mellow song. It sounds cool, but every once in a while they'll just do something odd.
Right, well, it's mellow, and then it builds up, and then it comes back down again, and then it builds up again. It doesn't stay in one sort of intensity level. It goes all over the place.
That's true. I don't mind it in particular. I think it works.
No, I do too. The song structure does that sort of rise, fall thing, and I think it works really well with the song. Do you want to call it the chorus, the sort of la-la thing?
Sure, that's the chorus. Maybe it's the bridge. No.
It's the something. It's the catchiest part of the song. It gets stuck in your head immediately. I hope it's in the sample. I don't know if it is.
Well, it's in my head already, so...
Yeah, so if it's not in the sample, then I hope it should be.
Yeah, if it's not in the sample, then we have completely failed as an offering company.
And we don't listen to us anymore. If we want to talk about instruments, I think vocal shines.
Yeah, I'd say so. I did not actually work on vocals on this one. I thought that would be something I would do, but I guess not.
I would think that that's something you would do, too. Vocal shines really hardcore on this, I think.
Yeah, I think so. It's fun to listen to. It's sort of fun to sing along to, especially during the laws.
And it's complicated.
It is. I like the jumps that they make. I'm always taken by surprise. I'm not sure I could get this right in one go.
Right, and then like the harmonies are really complicated. They're not normal sort of harmonies. They're, they come in, they go out. There'll be one syllable that's a harmony, and then nothing else is, and then. They'll be screaming, but not like death metal screaming, just like a dude yelling. Like it's It's a very unique harmony track. It's unlike a lot of the other harmony tracks that we've dealt with. Do you want to talk about Pro Keys?
Yeah, Pro Keys. Pro Keys, I forget what I charted this on. It was either 5 dots or Devil Dots, I'm not sure, but it is something up there, and there's a lot of 3-note chords, if I'm remembering the song correctly. And they're
3 and 4 notes. They're 3 and 4 note chords.
Yeah, and they're not like standard major key chords either. There's always a dissonant note somewhere. So, there's a lot of repetition, so it's not going to throw you off completely, but it's sort of hard to wrap your head around, especially near the end when it just gets, like, mean. It's not fair.
Yeah, like they have, like, it's like a grace chord where it'll be like a white note and a black note, and then the black note graces into the white note that's a half step above it.
Yeah.
That over and over again, and you're just like, oh, this is hard to play.
And it's like surprisingly fat. It's like dwa da dwa da dwa.
Yeah. Well, it's a grace note, so.
Yeah.
I think drums are really cool on this song. They're pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's nothing that spectacular about them, but they are unique. They change a lot. You're not playing a lot of the same patterns over and over again. You get a good left hand workout in certain parts, so it's probably not a drummer song, but if you pick it up 4 keys or 4 vocals, then drummers aren't going to be bored during it.
Yeah, it's fun to play. It's interesting. It's like you said, it's unique, and it's not just like boring old 4/4 beat the whole time.
Yeah. So for anyone who's sick of all this repetitive metal, why don't you get this song, because this song is about the exact opposite.
Pretty much. Anything else you want to mention?
It's awesome. Pick it up because
awesome.
I think it's really neat. Pretty much every instrument, even if there's not a lot going on, they're changing it up a lot. So
they're doing something. Even the bass is looking a little bit interesting in this song.
I didn't watch it.
I paid some attention because I figured neither of us would.
You were half right. Do you want to move on to the second song then?
Sure. What is the second song?
My first song this week is a track called From the Ground Up by a band called Trial by Fire. That was a taste of From the Ground Up by Trial by Fire. Sound Defense, what do you think about this hard rock, slightly metal track?
I think it is pretty hard rock, slightly metal, and I gotta say I liked it.
Yes! A song that the two of us liked. Sound Defense is really popular right now. My internet's failing me miserably.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's not his fault, it's my fault. Actually, it's Time Warner's fault, so write Time Warner and tell them that they suck.
So just wait, I'll pull up their address for you all so you can complain to the right place.
Yeah. Time Warner. Anyway, I like the song a lot. I don't think either of us worked on it.
No, I've never seen it before. I had to download everything.
It doesn't look like a drum track I would make. So, yeah, I mean, it's super cool. It uses its screaming well. It doesn't overuse it. It only does it in the choruses, I think.
Yeah, I
and it
think
makes
so.
sense. And it makes sense because it accents what the singer is saying.
Yeah,
I think the singer's pretty good.
It's used more as like an instrument for filling out the song rather than used as like the actual singing.
Right. It's not used as the driving force. It's sort of an accent to everything else.
Which is good because the singer is good.
Yeah, the singer's pretty good. I think guitar has some pretty neat hammer-on stuff in it. There's no solo or anything, but it does have some neat hammer-on stuff. Keys and sound effects. Sound effects suddenly became non-pixely. Keys are keys. Look, man,
Yeah.
if don't buy this for keys.
No, don't. There's like the keys part that's there is cool, but it's also like 30 seconds long.
Yeah,
So
it's the same pattern twice.
yeah, so don't worry about it.
The keys sound cool. It comes in with a sort of clean piano, and then the same pattern repeats with a sort of organy synth kind of sound, and that's really neat. And it sounds really good. But don't
Yeah,
for keys.
you're gonna be waiting around a lot to see the cool part.
Yeah, what'd you think of drums, Sound Defense?
I thought the drums were pretty cool. It looked like they had a lot of fun fills in it. That's what really stood out for me.
Yeah, I think so too. There's tons of crazy fills. The drummer just does a lot of things. It keeps stuff pretty complex throughout the entire song. Changes it up a lot. I want to say, I'm trying to remember if there were specific points in the drum track that were really getting to me, but I think I was mostly thinking about keys and how they were going to come in.
I don't know. You talked once about a really fast snare roll that shows up.
Yeah, there's a really lightning fast snare roll at one point that looks really tough. That might screw with a lot of people.
Yeah, it's a super fast snare roll that transitions into a slightly slower tom roll immediately, and I know it's going to mess up people. It's going to be great.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what we're here for, really. It's with you.
Rhythm trollers.
If I ever leave Rhythm Authors, I'm starting a company called Rhythm Trollers.
Nice. My first song is Venetian Snares.
Yeah, except I'll actually chart it correctly, unlike those customs. Ooh!
Burn!
Anyway.
Okay.
This is like a sustain? I'm going to chart it as the 64th notes. Anyway.
Okay, so...
now that I've got that out of the way. I don't really know what else to say about the song other than it's super awesome.
Yeah.
And all the instruments look fun in their own way.
Yeah, they do. Musically, it feels like it reminds me of...
It reminds me of a time in my youth.
It reminds me of a little bit of Ode to Logan, if you remember that.
A little bit, maybe.
A little. It's the same general genre as that song.
Yeah, less Wolverine, though. Which is a big detriment, but...
I know. Everybody needs more Wolverine in all their songs.
Yeah, I think we could get over it, though. But yeah, I think if you're into drums, if you're into some pretty neat hard rock vocals, if you're not into keys, then I think this is a pretty neat track. Definitely look into it if you're a drummer.
Mm-hmm.
Who's looking for a good challenge without something that's like, I'm going to blast for 5 minutes.
That's never fun. Well, some people like it, but not me.
I'm sure someone out there likes it.
I'm sure
someone
Homer
keeps
likes
buying it. Yeah. Sound Offense, what's the second track you have for us this evening?
Second track, I don't have the artist name in front of me, but I'm pretty sure it's Simone Bacchini doing a song in Italian called L'Alphabet.
La domenica fai la brava bambina, giochi a casa coi nonni, hai in mano il mio odore ma il mio nome non lo ricordi.
L'Alfabeto by Simone Bacchini. Mistaken? Do you know your L'Alfabeto?
I'm going to assume that means alphabet.
Yeah, it does.
And say that no. That I do not know my Italian alphabet.
I think it's pretty similar to the American alphabet, actually.
Then I know most of it, but I don't know the whole thing. I know my Spanish alphabet.
Nice.
Or used to.
I know my Japanese alphabet.
I don't know anything about Japanese. I don't know any Asian. Asian languages scare me.
Yeah. I don't think the Chinese have an alphabet.
I'm pretty sure.
I think we're getting off topic here.
I don't know what we're talking about. The song's about alphabets. The song's Chinese, right?
Sure. Well, I don't know what language this is, but it's definitely about alphabets. I mean, if you look at the lyrics, you can see them going, A, B, C, D, E, F, G at some point or another.
Can I?
Can
I really?
You can.
But then I'd have to do work for this podcast, and then that's not really what I'm gonna do.
Well, just look at the song page, you weenie.
I already got rid of it. Sound Offense, the song's kind of neat.
I think so.
It's sort of one thing, and it does that one thing. It doesn't really go up and down sort of like Episodes does, but the one thing it does is pretty neat, and I think it holds it together pretty well. It doesn't outstay its welcome.
I think so. It's not a particularly heavy song. It feels like, they took away one element of substance from the song, so it's filled out less, but it still sounds fine to me. It's like you just sort of focus on the vocals, and the other instruments are just sort of there.
Right. Yeah. The vocals are definitely the sort of key thing, and as I was saying, this is sort of the episode of the choruses that don't have lyrics in them.
That's true.
Between Episodes and this one, they both have sort of just la 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 stuff. That is not either song. I just didn't want to try and emulate it. But yeah, just like Episodes has that really catchy chorus that you want to sing along to immediately. The drums are pretty tier 5.
They are indeed tier 5, and they're
Odd,
kind of
considering what you would think.
yeah, they're
song
kind of
like this.
repetitive too.
They're a little bit repetitive, but I think they change it up a little bit. There's like 2 or 3 patterns throughout the song, but the main pattern is pretty difficult. Has a weird crossover.
Yeah, it's not the crossover isn't terrible if you're playing on pro drums.
I think I have it flipped. I think if I did this, then I certainly have a disco beat there.
Yeah, you better.
Because I usually do stuff like that.
Yeah, I was thinking that it would mess me up because you sort of need to lead with your left hand, but your right hand stays on the beat, and I think that's more important.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a really weird pattern. You have to sort of see it to understand it. It's
Yeah.
it's odd. But other than that, I mean, I think guitar is just mainly that same lead that's in the chorus of the song, right?
I think so.
If it's not the same, it's similar.
Yeah, it is. It's sort of it sort of sticks with one supporting melody line throughout the song.
And I'd say, with the exception of drums, I think this is another one of those end of an afternoon warm down song.
Yeah,
You
that
just throw
makes
on
sense.
for some funsies.
Yeah.
To trick your friends into trying to sing Italian. And then they realize, I don't know Italian, I'm too drunk to even read English.
What in the heck do these little half circles mean underneath the words?
I don't know what any of this means. Do we have anything more to say about this song that I'm not going to try and pronounce and butcher the name of?
No, I got nothing else. That's it for me. From Simone Bacchini. What else is there? What do we got?
We got one final track. This is a song from Asking Alexandria called To the Stage. That was a taste of To the Stage by Asking Alexandria. Sound Defense, what do you think about our final Asking Alexandria track for now?
It reminds me of the other Asking Alexandria tracks that we've done.
In a good way or a bad way?
I'd say in a good way.
That's good to hear.
Out of all of them, this might be my least favorite, but it's
What?
kind of a close race. I don't know.
What? Least favorite? It's
I
my
don't know.
favorite by a long shot.
Like, well, you know what my favorite is.
Reckless and Relentless?
Yes. Yes. That is the one.
I had a 1 and 2 shot. Like, really.
Nicely done.
I had a 50-50 chance. This is also Confier's favorite, to my knowledge.
Nice. Yeah, when I first was working on this song way back when I was still in school, this song was just in my head for days.
Yeah, I woke up this morning and I had it stuck in my head just randomly. I hadn't listened to it in ages.
Nice.
But, like, I don't know, just thinking about having to talk about it on the podcast got it stuck in my head, I guess. The song, yeah, it's typical Asking Alexandria stuff. It's really awesome. I think the guitar work in this one is better than the others.
I think so, especially during the verses. It's more fun to, do your fingers wicka work.
Yeah, it's moving a lot. Keys is represented a lot more often, I think.
Yeah, like in this whole album, there are more keys than there were in the previous album. So, in this one, there's like only a few patterns to be played, but they show up more often, so you're going to be bored less.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to talk about vocals? Did you do vocals on this?
I think I did do vocals on this one.
Talk a bit about vocals and the great chorus.
I suppose some vocals, like if you've heard the other Asking Alexandria songs, you'll know what to expect. During the verses, they're screaming, and the lyrics are actually kind of amusing to listen to in some parts. But
Yeah, there's one part where a dude like straight up laughs.
Yeah,
Have a laugh time.
I've heard equaler laughs. It's more like crazy guy laugh, but
That's true.
yeah, but no, the chorus is like I don't know if this song even has a chorus really. There's like two different parts that would count as a chorus, but like if you're going by asking Alexandria logic, because the song gets all melodic and stuff, and like it gets really catchy and it's fun to sing along to. There's two different parts like that, and they're totally different, like different tempos, different lyrics, different keys, everything. But both of them are really fun, and they get stuck in your head, and they're fun to sing along to. So
I hadn't thought about that. I guess they are totally different sections, aren't they?
they are, yeah.
Because there is the one where it's a little bit heavier, and then the one at the very end. Where
Yeah.
it's the one it ends on, which is very melodic as well, and has a little bit of a call and response to it.
Oh, yeah, it does. I was sort of going back and forth with the vocalists, if I remember correctly.
As for, so I want to talk about drums a bit.
Go for it.
Drums are pretty cool. And that's been
Okay.
asking Alexandria. So the drums, I had some controversy on this drum chart because at the end I authored a little bit of double bass. Primarily for two major reasons. One is because it doesn't last very long. It lasts for like 5 measures. And the part after it has the same speed of kick.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to author that because that was in less than a measure burst. And it felt wrong to reduce it. So I wanted to keep that. And if I'm going to keep that, I felt like I had to keep the other. Because then, like, I didn't want it to be like, oh, I'm doing half bass, and then all of a sudden the same bass that's, been authored one way now changes to be authored another way. So if you get it, just know that the end of the song has some double bass authored. It's not that bad. It's, it's harmonics is authored faster.
Yeah, they have. What's a horrible night to have a curse?
Well, I mean, just in terms of double bass, like straight up double bass stuff. Like, Another Way to Die is way faster than this, and it happens more often.
Oh, yeah, freaking Disturbed.
Yeah. Inside the Fire is a little bit slower, but it happens more often. It's for a longer burst. So, like, stuff like that, I just felt like it was worth authoring. But I had to fight tooth and nail for it.
I bet.
Every single revision of this song, someone was like, I think that ending double bass is a little too fast. And I'm like, I have to freaking... It was very obnoxious. But
Eventually, I would have just given up.
I literally told ELX, if one person brings it up again, cut it. I don't care. I'm so angry at people right now.
Well, it looks like nobody else got it.
Thank God. But yeah, that stuff there. But typical Asking Alexandria stuff, the rest of the drum chart's really fun. You know what to expect at this point, I think.
Yeah.
Also, check out the venue. I did some really cool stuff with the venue that I'm really proud of. So.
He's really excited about the venue, guys.
I am. I'm really excited about a lot of the stuff in the venue. So, assuming the full video is up at this point, check it out at least for the venue. And I think it's the epitome of venues that I've done. This is the best one I've done. So, look into that. Sound Defense, do you have any other thoughts onto the stage?
I guess not. I just realized I've never done a venue.
Yeah, it's probably because the reason I'm doing venues now is because I'd offhandedly commented in IRC at one point while doing venues for one of my songs. It's like, hey, venues is kind of fun. And Alex was like, venues is kind of fun, huh?
Oh, why did you do that?
Yeah, so now I do drums at venues, and that's like it. But that's fine. I'd rather do venue than guitar bass, so. Now I'm going to get more venues, because I said that.
All right. It's going to be venue and more venue.
Yeah. Ugh. Do you have anything else?
No.
Okay, let's kick it into outros. And that concludes another edition of the Rhythm Authors podcast. If you'd like to know more about Rhythm Authors, you could go to rhythmauthors.com. You could subscribe to us on Twitter at Rhythm Authors, or subscribe to us on YouTube at youtube.com/rhythmauthors. That's where you can find the video version of this very podcast, along with videos of every song we've ever discussed and more. And if you want to know more about the Rock Band Network, you can go to rockbandnetwork.com or creators.rockband.com once it's back up.
Whenever it is back up.
Whenever that happens.
If you like the way I say things and want to see me say more things, you can check out my Twitter account at the Sound Defense. And I also make YouTube videos, mostly Rock Band, at Sound Defense RB. Check it out.
If you'd like to know more about me, you can follow me on Twitter at @mistaken, and you can find my writing at gamezone.com and pmsclan.com. That's MYSTAKIN if you're trying to find me. Sound Defense, another podcast down.
Very nice.
Talked about
minimal technical errors this time.
Minimal technical errors, all my fault. Except for one.
Except for the one that was my fault.
Except for the one that was your fault. Yeah. He posted something a while back about Taco Bell's Twitter feed. Did you see that?
I think I did. What did he say?
Because Taco Bell's Twitter feed's apparently just a dude being an ass or something. Like,
I remember that. That was pretty great.
like someone said Taco Bell should do this and then make a lot of money. And Taco Bell responded to that guy and said, "We make a lot of money anyway." Like,
that was great.
That's hysterical.
That guy is a boss.
Yeah, it's so good.